Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are returning to Master of Command, where the game threw a curveball at us and came up with a second headquarter that we have to beat in this third act. So let's do that. Didn't change too much in our setup here in between episodes. Just like gave one person a better Bible and one a better coat or something like that. So yeah, let's go for that last enemy over here. I guess if we're going to meet them anyway, we might as well go by the city and sort of just buy a couple of items, or just briefly, very briefly, check on whether there are any better items that we can buy. No, all of that pretty much is what we have. This looks pretty good. I think one Bible or something like that is... You know what, not even that, they all have pretty perfect Bibles. You guys don't, but on the other hand, they don't receive any melee damage anyway. So no, this is gonna be... It's gonna be a no on that. Right, powder house. No, I think we're good. Right, let's continue on to this last actual battle over here. I'm hoping, who knows, maybe we're gonna get a third battle. Right, so last time around we were fairly successful. It looks like the setup is somewhat similar. We've got around 4 artillery pieces here. Most of them pretty good, except for these guys. Russian field artillery, they look pretty fancy. We've got the lifeguards over here, heavy infantry. They look nice. They do look nice, I have to say. Right, a lot of grenadiers. Oh, they have more artillery pieces here. Didn't even see them. So they've got a lot of artillery. They very much will think that they are going to have advantage over us. And this time they also have heavy cavalry. Heavy cavalry is a bit more nasty than the light one. The light one we can fairly reliably beat with our line. But with so many artillery pieces, that is going to be a problem. Last time we were super lucky that we could take them out with our light infantry, because they were moving a little bit in front of their line, and then that just allowed us to snipe at them basically and take them out before they could counter us. And I like the terrain that we had last time with the river. I say that in the hope of getting a river. Well, we are getting a river. I suppose we could try to make a dash over here and just sort of skew the entire front line. But I don't think that's going to be possible. So I like the sort of kink that we had in our front line last time around. Don't think we're going to be able to do that this time. But I do like this big field in the center here. I think this is going to be a good place to set up our line. Have them come at us. And just sort of break the waves as we're coming in. We'll need to brave a lot of fire, a lot of artillery fire. That's enough space for, I would guess, 3 line infantry. We might position a 4th one on the hill, overlooking this approach. I think that would be fairly good. I don't think they'll be able to flank us due to the river. And that would channel them into this here. We would be flanked on the right. We've got this little village over here, which we could potentially put some people in. Although they would be fairly exposed. If we put them in the village, we'll be easily flanked. If we put them in the forest, the enemy is going to come through the village. We could take the village with a couple of skirmishes and then fall back. And sort of delay them on the right. I think that would be the best idea. Right, let's briefly move everyone out of the way. So that I can properly set up everyone. No, I wanted you. Right, so if we are going to be in the center here, which unit are we going to place where? And in particular, where are we going to take our pioneers with a long range and the excellent cover? Mechanics. To place them on the left. What am I most afraid about? I think I'm most afraid about being shot in the face by artillery. Other than that, I think on the right here, to cover this flank. But we're only going to have 2 units that are really going to be facing forward. That's a bit of an issue. But I think the pioneers on... we want them to be exposed to the most fire. And I think that's probably going to be over here, this unit. Whoever's going to take that position is going to be under a lot of pressure. Right, briefly everyone go into attack column. Right, there we go. Pioneers on this bit. Then further lifeguards to the right of you to cover that approach. I think I would like my general to the left of the pioneers. And you guys will be taking up the... I was counting 3, right? I was counting 1, 2, 3. But then who's protecting that? Grenadier Battalion, potentially? No, I think we're going to be under a lot of pressure there. So we'll need some Grenadiers here. Okay, that works, I think, so that all of our line infantry is basically in these fields. That does mean we'll need some Grenadiers there on the left. Let's pick you. And potentially one more unit in there. And then the pink and blue. You guys. I don't want to just haphazardly sort of point you anywhere. But I think sort of extending our flank wouldn't be the worst of choices. You'd be a bit on your own, but you guys are gonna go... You guys are gonna go in the forest. And you guys are gonna go on that hill. So we're gonna have a couple of kind of like small little outposts. And then in between here, or in between there, where do we put the artillery canister? I think we might put it here, just because you're very well protected. You'll not be able to deal the most damage, but I think it's gonna be alright. Rest of the artillery, I think one fast-firing piece here on the hill behind the Grenadiers is gonna be useful. And then the main guys, there's no big hill that we can really take, so I think we're just going to position them in the center so that they can shoot at anyone who's coming in. Right. Light units then, I think you're just going to go in the center. And the partial reason for that is that they've got the artillery. And that just gives us the most flexibility. And while we do that, we're going to put the special guys here a little bit towards over there. And like so. So that they're a little bit more central. You know what? I would like to actually do it like this. Because last time we saw that they were a little bit too slow to do some of the things that we want. Right, infantry, cavalry then. I think we're gonna move the dragoons all the way on the right. Together with potentially one Freikorps Hussar. These Freikorps Hussars I'm gonna move into here, and then the Cuirassiers a little bit over here. And our king will hang back. Right, there we go. And get everyone going. So you guys walk over here. And you can jog for... No, you're not gonna jog. You guys move over here. And a little bit more towards your designated spots. You there. You here. You over here. And you over there. You can jog though. Right. Grenadiers. You and you. Get on this hill. Protect the flank. And you can immediately take the artillery with you. Hussars. Move in that forest. Ready. Move in this little town here. You and you. Just gonna be in there. Not a fancy position at all. But it's gonna work out fine. Good. Horse artillery. You go over here, and I should have done that before, but you're gonna reload with canister shot. I think that's hopefully gonna be alright. Cuirassiers, up there. Grenadiers into this. You can run. You guys on the hill, run. Dragoons and Hussars. Make away with it. Good, let's go. Whew. Did I forget anyone? No, seems like everyone's moving. Right, you guys go to quarter shot. You three guys are gonna go on lock on melee. There we go. Just look at the horizon here and how they're coming in. Okay, they are pushing forward the infantry. I dislike to see that. Including some light infantry here. I'm not typically zooming in, but yeah, sometimes it's nice to see them. Right, all of these artillery pieces. Some very fancy pieces here. I don't like that it's blue. I don't know what that means, but can I get a good feeling of, can I mark you? You've got the Brummer. 40 shot damage. And you've got some sort of canister there too. And coffee, so you're gonna shoot faster. And have a better max range. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay, run for a second, but not much longer. Just until you hit sort of 50 stamina. Yeah, go. Fine, normal walking speed now. Yeah, the Feldjägers are a bit too slow. Okay, you guys are actually in position already, so that's fine. You two, that's fine. Gonna do that? Yes, you are. You're not there yet. You're soon gonna be. You can shoot stuff. Can shoot the artillery. That might be okay, but honestly, I think I would much rather have you shoot their horsemen. Because they are the bigger danger to our Jägers. Okay, we're gonna push these three guys up. The Ayurveda here, Avedi, can I suppose go into the forest? Run. Yeah, they are pushing forward the muskets there. Okay, you go on the hill. You go in the center, that's fine. Spread out a little bit so that you're dealing more damage. How are you guys doing? You're doing well. Set up, please. Okay, so sort of everyone should be in their position. Okay, run for it. Run for it. There are some horse grenadiers there. Have they built a trap for us? Okay, got the one artillery piece there. Got the second artillery piece here. I dislike how far in the front their cavalry is. I think we might want to withdraw. It's nice to kill two artillery pieces, but if we're losing... by the way, you're shooting them. You're shooting them. That's fine. I like that. But if we're losing our Jäger units, that would not be worthwhile anymore. And remember, they still got a lot of artillery. Right. Oh, we need to very much get into position here. So you guys all go into line. You guys, and how are we going to do this? Oh, I have had you run for too long. I apologize for that. Right, but you can now recover a little bit. So hopefully you're going to be alright. I think you need to angle yourself a little bit. I'm hoping that will still count as in cover, but we'll see. A little bit to the right here. Just a little bit though. Up to there. Yeah, that's a nice position. Right, and then you guys sort of like this. Maybe a little bit more like that. That's fine. Good. Grenadiers are doing okay. Hussars are doing okay. Artillery is doing a thing. Shoot the cavalry, please. You guys are doing that anyway. Cuirassiers, I think we need to push up a little bit with you. Because I'm afraid that these guys are gonna do something. Right, speaking of something, let's fight delaying battle here in that little hamlet. I don't really have a position for you to push up to. Maybe over here? No, that seems too far. Right, how's this situation looking? Okay, they are coming towards us, I believe. We are a bit too far out. The Freikorps would not be, the Freikorps Jägers here would not be doing too well. Okay. Stuff is coming up here, that's good. Interesting to see their cavalry so far in front of everyone. They don't usually tend to do that. Okay, now I would be fine if they were charging. But yeah, it's gonna be our main line here that is gonna come under pressure. Okay, just all of you guys form some sort of a line, skirmish line. Yeah, it's nice to see that their main line is... We are being shot at here by artillery. To be expected. I'm very happy that we managed to take out some. And I'm very happy to see our artillery work on their cavalry. Okay, I think very soon we're going to see them come into range and be shot at. We're in very good cover with all of our guys. Whew. I'm very nervous. I mean, I have supreme confidence in our infantry, especially our light infantry. You can see the grenadiers taking some casualties here. And now the grenadiers are starting to form a line, so I'm going to pull these guys back. And I think you guys need to actually angle yourself a little bit towards the incoming threat here on the right. Run. Run. You guys are fine for now. Maybe shift targets. Okay, they did shoot at us. I don't think they did much damage. Musketeer, cuirassiers. Yeah, now it seems like their flanks are starting to develop a little bit more here. That's a-okay. Okay, pull back with these Jägers. It's nice that you got a shot off. But yeah, now you're also in range of our main guys, and that means this officer there should soon start to feel the pain. Let's focus fire. Actually, you're going to shift targets. Okay. Beat them back. Lovely. Shatter these guys. Lovely too. Do we want to engage these guys or help out the flank there a little bit? Okay, not for now. Not for now. Okay, situation over here looks fine. No. I wanted you to stay. Okay, our artillery is not doing as well as I had hoped it would. Let's pull you over a little bit. Okay, these are grenadiers. I don't think I want to be charged in the face by grenadiers. Okay, you're in fact not doing that, so that's okay. It's amazing, I have to say, that they're holding out. Their morale is holding out even though they've lost like 2/3 of their men. Right, what's happening on the left here? The Jägers need to swivel around a little bit, and we need to be mindful about their cuirassiers up here. Let's get around. So they are flanking us at the end of the day. You guys, can you go to canister shot? Because if they're coming around further, that would be fantastic. Right, let's make sure that these guys are not in the way. These guys look threatening here over on the minimap, but I think in fact they are going to be okay. Right. It would be lovely if you could shoot. If we can't do that, then I would be happy for the hussars to charge. And charge them in the river. Bam, bam, bam. Fantastic. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these guys a little bit more in the center here. That will allow these guys to come up like that. And then swivel around a little bit with these guys because I'm afraid of these guys there on the far left. And I need to look at our far right in a moment. Okay, come on, guys. You're almost reloaded. You've got canister shot. You've got extremely fast rate of fire. You should very much be able to pull this off. Okay, didn't see too much happening there, but that's just going to be the way it is. Notice all of the cavalry turning around on our far left there. Okay, so you guys are now in a firefight. You're sort of in a double firefight. You guys are dealing with that. That's okay then. And you guys can be dealing with this. Basically, I think we are fine on this part of the front, but not so much on this far right-hand side. We're a bit too exposed there with our guys, but they are soaking up a couple of enemies. But our center basically has one, hasn't it? How much cavalry are they keeping back here? Just a couple of cuirassiers. So I think we're gonna go with our Jaegers on chasing these guys there. The Pioneers, you're gonna be dealing with that. You're gonna be supporting. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring forward the Lifeguards here to close the gap. You guys are gonna run to engage these guys. You're gonna be dealing with that. That's fine. The Cuirassiers, we're gonna tentatively bring them back to the left to reinforce the position there. These guys are starting to show some signs of ammo depletion, but that's okay. And then what are we going to do with these Lifeguards here? I think the right in general is fine. So we might swivel around a little bit to support the center here. And then support our flanks. I mean, it was kind of the plan, wasn't it? To win in the center and then have our flanks support. Right, I'm gonna pull back a little bit here. Maybe I should have timed that better with their attack there. Okay, you guys did well there. Can you shoot these guys? And then these guys... Oh, I know what to do. Attack column. Attack column and run up over here. Dragoons. Get very broad. Run over there. Okay, how's the left flank looking? Okay, these guys are sort of in the kill zone. That's super nice and lovely. And then these Jaegers. Okay, these Musketeers have regained their strength. So they might be in a bit of trouble. Okay, they're out of ammo actually. Let's try to engage these guys. I think the Cuirassiers might do something against that. That's fine, okay. The Dragoons did well over there. Let's just come back here on this flank. You guys engage them. You guys are fine. You can actually turn around again. Right. Okay, so left flank and center it is. You guys have beaten them back. That's super lovely actually, because that means we can get you on this hill position. Sort of like this. Run please. Hussars do come up like that. You guys have beaten them back, so your job is going to be to support this flank. And you guys can actually move up. As can you, I suppose. Right. Okay, completely overextended them. Do we have anyone to support you? We've got the Cuirassiers. I think that's the best bet. And we've got some Hussars somewhere. Okay, maybe help out there. You guys are going to be beaten. Just these guys here with the Cuirassiers are a bit of an issue. Let's try to get these guys ready to support them and hopefully kill the Cuirassiers. Yeah, I think you'll be able to hold off against the Cuirassiers. Ooh, I should have watched this. Yeah, okay. Nice. Just in time. Really, just in time. You guys turn around. Engage these Grenadiers. You guys stop that charge. Right, Jaegers and Lifeguard. Engage the cuirassiers, please. You, in fact, can turn around. No, you don't. That should do it. Right side looks like it's collapsing. And in fact, the cuirassiers, we can go back with you. Jägers, go in the forest. Jägers, do move up. Freikorps Hussars, fine. Do form a line. Do engage these guys. That's all looking pretty dandy. The Hussars, move over there. You can go back to forming a line. And all of you need to run a little bit. Lost a lot of Hussars here, but I think they did a fairly amicable job. Right, okay, let's move up to deal with the artillery. In fact, that's a good job for the Hussars. Pioneers, we can move up. And I think it's basically only this group. Russian veteran musketeers who are now charging us. Isn't that bold? Okay, can I throw grenades in your path like there? Probably not. Okay, probably what I need to do is dodge. Whoa, let's get normal speed. And here is the charge. Well, okay, who's left standing? Okay, just the artillery. Yeah, the artillery's not gonna stand for long. Not with everyone coming in here. Well, you did take some casualties here, but the charge should be fairly well. Get at them. Let's deal with these guys too. You're being shot, and victory it is. Nice one. I liked it. It's fantastic to see. I think for the not necessarily for the first time entirely, but just a disciplined fire line, standing up to enemy infantry coming in. We built such a great force. I'm really happy about what we've built over here. So yeah, great shot. I don't think we've ever seen that really. Well, this time we did lose a couple of more men, not 700 but 1,300, but still it's a 10-to-1 kill to death ratio. Let's briefly this time look at who did most of the job. So our main firing line, the Pioneers, even though their firing the firing frequency isn't that great, just the fact that they are in the thick of it and they have the range is fairly fantastic, as is the Life Guard. The rest of the guys, I think, didn't even see that much combat, especially the sort of pink ones over there. But still, everyone sort of getting 1,000 kills except for these guys, 200. Our artillery force, yeah, the big artillery pieces don't really do that much. Neither does the Freikorps battalion. But still, these guys here with the canister shots, 900 kills, I very much like that. That's on par with the Prussian Life Guards. Grenadiers, these guys, who were stationed, I believe, on the left, and doing a good killing field there. 1,500. That's probably the most kills anyone has. Yeah, that's fantastic. And you didn't even take that many casualties. These guys here on the right, they did hold their ground even in a normal firefight. They didn't do any grenade things. 1,000 kills here on the Freikorps Jägers. Avede Feldjägers, not that many kills because I think they weren't moving that fast. So movement speed, it's a secondary stat, but it's still a pretty important one. And then the Dragoons, yes, I like Dragoons. I mean, these guys are more sort of, you have to have them to sort of hold your line and free up your main line from enemy cavalry charges to prevent them from... probably they would beat the enemy cavalry anyway, but it would take a while. And it just frees them up and gets them back into the line and probably saves a lot of casualties. Speaking of casualties, yeah, I mean, the cost is that, especially the Hussars over here, I thought these were the ones on the right. No, they were the ones on the left. They did the counter charges against their cavalry. Let's take a look at their guys too. So they've got 124 kills on some of these guys. Their artillery doing, I think, most of the killing here. Except for maybe a couple of veterans and infantry units that got into the fight. But some of them really didn't even get into the fight or didn't do that much, right? Just 10 kills on this guy. 0 kills here on the veteran musketeers before they broke. The Pandur musketeers, so a named regiment doing nothing and just being melted away. Right, but yeah, this time, just in case they are going to throw another curveball at us, we're going to go with the conscripts and the casualty restoration here and see what that's going to do for us. And we still get promotions there on the dragoons. That's lovely to see. Right, what does the game hold in store for us now? Victorious! There we are. I would do this as the title screen, but I think we don't want to do that because you guys, that would spoil it, right? Glory to the Kingdom of Prussia. The war concluded in Courland, where the Russian Empire was cast down in the decisive struggle in the Battle of Ungarn. We survived 460 days, we earned 65,000, we inflicted 280,000 casualties, and suffered 54,000 in turn. That's I think, it's a harsh ratio, but some of these battles were that loop-sided. 43 battles fought, all of them won, none lost. Biggest battle in Hasenput, 13,000 what? Most men in battle. Oh no, that's. I don't know what the yellow and the it's probably the most that you had in any campaign. So yeah, this is really our best. Our regiments, the most valued are the Prussian Horse. Not sure about that. The highest kills is 23,000, and these guys must have PTSD. And highest losses, the Freikorps Grenadiers. Yeah, that makes sense. They were in the thick of it a lot of time. Highest morale, the Prussian Veteran Grenadiers. Highest accuracy, 143. Fastest reload, Freikorps Jägers. Highest charge on the same Grenadiers here. Highest melee on the Cuirassiers. And of course, our officers. The most kills, that's going to be interesting. The most kills are, of course, in the light unit, followed by the line unit, followed by the cavalry, followed by the grenadiers. No, actually, cavalry even had less than the artillery did surprisingly well. Although, we might have switched them around a couple of times, so I don't know about that. So, guys, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for all of the comments, thank you for all of the likes. Thanks for just watching it and being here with us. Do let me know what you would like to see in the future, whether you'd like to see more of Master of Command. There are more campaigns. I know the team is working on another country. They haven't announced what it is. I'm suspecting Sweden. It would just make sense in the 7-Year War. But we're gonna see. And it's so much fun to do all of this. I mean, I think I've played Prussia twice. But on the other hand, I would like to do this Grenadier heavy infantry combat effectiveness. And there's a dog! So yeah, I would love that. But let me know your thoughts. There are a lot of choices here. And I think there's quite a bit of replayability. The engagements tend to be a bit similar. But I think with the amount of customization and army build that you can do, it's fun. Thank you for watching. Bye bye, guys!